I'd like to call to order the Tuesday, February 18th, 2025 meeting of the Lake Zurich Village Board. Clerk Kyle Cordell filling in for Clerk Kathleen Johnson. Would you please call the roll?
Mayor Poynton.
Here.
Trustee Euchre.
Here.
Trustee Marks.
Here.
Trustee Riley. Here. Trustee Spicone.
Present.
Trustee Chagru.
Here.
And Trustee Wider.
Present.
Okay, would you please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next item on the agenda is public comment. We have a sign-in sheet. Did everybody sign in who may talk tonight? Okay, so public comment is an opportunity for residents to comment briefly on matters included on the agenda and otherwise of interest to the Board of Trustees. Public comment is limited to 5 minutes per speaker and 30 minutes in total. And we'll take public comments from the sign-in sheet first off. When you step to the podium, please speak clearly and address your comments to the board, and identify yourself with your name and address. So first person and only person on the list is Marty Jablonski. Marty?
Thank you. I got here early that I didn't know how many people would be standing in line ahead of me. But I have something I'd like to give to each of the trustees.
Maybe everybody knew you were coming.
I don't know, all the police here, that's a bad sign.
Don't forget to put your address on. Your address on.
It is on there, yes.
I know, but you're supposed to say it.
I'm sorry, oh. So I am Marty Jablonski. I am a fairly new resident of the village of Lake Zurich, and I live at 68 Lakeview Place, right adjacent to Breezewald Park. And I'm here for the otherwise of interest to the board. Lake Zurich is poised with an opportunity to be awarded a placement on the National Register of Historic Places. And I have with me Ray Syverson, who is the president of the Ela Historical Society, and that's okay. I presented to 16 children, 5 years old this morning, the topic of jobs, like real estate development, so I'm all for little kids. So the opportunity at hand, there's actually two of them, but the first one is this monument, not monument, but the award we can gain from the National Register of Historic Places. And it is something that would create some great cachet for the village because it has to do with the sunset over Breezewald Park. I call it the $1 million sunset because as there was talk about taking that strip of land to put parking in, it occurred to me that you have this pristine view of the lake, unlike any other place around the lake, including the promenade, because you have more than 50 old historic oak trees sitting in front of you between the road and the lake. And so what I'd like to talk to is that the matter of parking, because that was a second opportunity that we uncovered as we looked at this. There was a parking study done in 2016 that showed there were 833 spaces available around downtown. 75% of those were private, but there was 25% that was public. And so I went around, and I don't know where I got the map that you'll see here shortly, but I went around and counted all these parking spaces around Breezewald Park within 800 feet and found there were like over 200. So however old this is, 16 to almost 10 years old, it's still pretty accurate. There's a lot of parking available, and there's a lot I did not count. And I went to the website of the Park District, and I discovered that Breezewald Park currently has more cars per acre than Paulus Park. And I've got it calculated here. I use the statistics that were provided by the Park District, but in Breezewald Park, there are 4.36 cars per acre, whereas Paulus Park has 3.65 cars per acre. Now, I want to note that since I live right there, I was able to tell that there were the amount posted on the website was understated because there's 24 spaces and not 20 spaces. So we have a fair amount more parking than Paulus Park, but then there's the needs of the downtown, Sunset Pavilion. I love that place. But the question at hand is, where can the parking go? And the idea that we had was, with all these disparate locations where there's available parking, that we could create what I call parking pods, where I just uncovered 8 different places where you can get 10, 15, 20 spaces, 30 spaces, and have it marked in some way that you establish a theme for each of these little parking pods. And there might even be, because, we're walking to the park, and exercise is like the best activity there is, no matter what your age, but particularly as you get older, and that people could be walking to the park, and you could have 50 steps to the park, 150 steps to the park, and they could all be named, based upon a theme that could be love, friendship, courage, hope. And so I created a little schematic here that shows these pods dispersed throughout the downtown. And you have these merchants that are going to love it because it's going to compel people to walk through this downtown. Why? Because they're going to Sunset Pavilion, or maybe they're going someplace else in town. And I think one of the challenges is that people don't know where to park. Signage could be improved. There's no question about that. Signage would be the answer, in addition to working out something with some of these private owners, although since 25% of those 800 plus spaces are publicly owned, maybe that isn't even necessary, but there would be, in my mind, an opportunity to establish a larger parking pod, if you will, on some of this land and there's a lot of it, surrounding the downtown. And so I just want to say to you that in addition to this idea for a landmark, and they work independently. You could just go after the landmark, or you could do the parking. I think they work well together because with the cachet of a historic landmark, which it would be the first one west of Libertyville in Lake County. So it'd be a significant thing, and we're talking about the sunset view overlooking the lake, and there's a rich history behind it. So I think that given the support that you'd find from the merchants, that in addition to, I think the real fact here is you'd spend a lot less money solving the parking problem by taking this approach of dispersed parking, and at the same time you create this monument, this landmark. It can be accompanied by a monument, but it's this historic view, the sunset view. I call it the $1 million view, because if you took the parking, if you took that strip of land and, Ray, would you please pass those around? If you took that strip of land that was going to be used for parking, I estimate that it has a value of about $1 million that you're taking for no good reason, because the better reason or the better solution lies with using all the parking, all the land that is around downtown. And I would close by suggesting that the village consider updating the parking plan and evaluating that particular idea in more detail. And that's the essence of my presentation. Are there any questions I can entertain?
No, not at this point. Thank you for the
Okay.
for the
Thank you,
comments,
everyone.
and
Thank
you for the idea. We'll take a look at it, and we'll give it to Mike Brown, and he's the parking guru, so we'll let him.
All right. Thank you for your kindness.
Thanks, Marty. Thanks for coming in. Okay, that's the only name we have on the list. Is there anybody who didn't sign up on the list who would like to make some public comment on anything tonight? Seeing nobody making a move, I'm going to close public comment and move on to the president's report, and I'm going to move over to the podium here, so bear with me a second. I'm going to go a little out of order on the President's report. The first item on the President's report will be the awarding of our Lake Zurich Green Business Award for Pure Organic Spa. And I'd like Maggie to come up, if she would. Maggie, I'm going to ask Maggie to say her last name.
It's Morozicki, Maggie Morozicki.
Rozicki, okay. So, the Village of Lake Zurich is proud to announce Pure Organic Spa in the Main Street District as a winner of the Village's Green Business Award, which honors Lake Zurich businesses that drive positive change in the community by integrating eco-sustainable practices into daily operations. Pure Organic Spa, located at 92 East Main Street, is owned by the environmentally focused Maggie Mrzecki. It's a new business in town, having been in the Main Street District for just over a year now. Pure Organic Spa exemplifies the kind of forward-thinking, eco-conscious business that makes Lake Zurich proud. Their dedication to sustainability sets a high standard for other businesses in our community. We applaud their efforts and commitment to making a real difference, both for our environment and for future generations. Pure Organic Spa has taken significant steps to reduce its carbon footprint to include they feature 100% biodegradable spa products made from non-toxic materials that naturally break down without leaving harmful residue. They are committed to planting 1 new tree for every Eminence skincare product sold. That's a partnership with Eminence Organics that has already resulted in over 800 new trees planted in the U.S. in its first year of operation. They rescue neglected animals through a partnership with Farmhouse Fresh Organics, where the purchase of a single hand cream or moisturizer can directly place starving animals with the rescue group or pay for surgeries on injured animals. They have replaced all their lighting with 100% LEDs and use task lighting to reduce overhead lights. They have replaced the entire HVAC system with a new energy-efficient model and added Energy Star-rated washer and dryer units. They've also installed low-flow faucet aerators to all sinks, and they use only naturally borax non-toxic cleaning products and biodegradable laundry detergents to wash all sheets and towels. This leaves a smaller environmental footprint compared to harsh chemicals cleaners that contain phosphates and chlorine. The Village of Lake Zurich acknowledges the leadership and dedication to environmental sustainability that Pure Organic Spa has shown. This thriving Lake Zurich business exemplifies commitment to future generations over mere profits, setting a standard as an industry leader in environmental stewardship. Congratulations to Maggie and Pure Organic Spa. And we have this plaque, come on over here, to present to Maggie. So Maggie, congratulations and thank you for your, thank you. Want to say anything?
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mayor. You almost said everything that I have written for my speech. So, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much again for presenting me with the Green Business Award today. It means a lot to me and my team at Pure Beauty Organic Spa. It's an honor to be recognized as a green business. At our spa, we've always felt that true wellness isn't just about taking care of yourself. It's about taking care of the planet, too. That's why we focus on using organic, natural products and eco-friendly practices whenever we can. It's our way of making sure our clients live feeling good, not just in body, but also knowing they're supporting business that cares about the environment. That we mean by being a green business is limiting use of plastic whenever we can. For example, we serve our water and tea in glasses and mugs and package our products and gift cards in paper bags. Little things like this make all the difference. One of the biggest ways Pure Beauty is eco-friendly is the partners we work with, Eminence and Farmhouse Fresh. Eminence plants a tree for every product sold, and after being open for a little over a year, Pure Beauty itself has planted over 1,000 trees. Farmhouse Fresh has an animal sanctuary that uses products profits to help abused animals. Being eco-friendly as a business isn't just good for the planet, it's good for our community. People today care about the environment, and adopting green practices helps build trust and support. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
So if you don't know where she is, she's at 92 East Main Street, so if you need some spot treatments, head over to 92 East Main Street. Next item on the President's report is the advice and consent to reappoint Mr. Mike Moran to the Police Pension Board for a 2-year term. Mr. Mike Moran has been a Lake Zurich resident for almost 10 years. He has contributed his time and knowledge to the village by serving on the Lake Zurich Police Pension Board since May of 2023. Mike has a background in finance and public pension management. He has a career's worth of experience to the Fireman's Annuity and Benefit Fund of Chicago, having served as its controller and chief investment officer. Mike has a bachelor's in accounting from Northern Illinois University and a master's degree in financial markets and trading from the Illinois Institute of Technology. His expertise in pension investment portfolios and actuary evaluations for public sector employees has made him an invaluable asset to the Lake Zurich Police. We are grateful for his dedication in helping our first responders secure a stable retirement for themselves and their families. My goal has always been an attempt to tap and match as best we can the background experience, education qualifications, skills, talents, and available time of potential volunteers to positions on our advisory boards and commissions. Mike is a perfect match for this board. The board's been given this information for their review, and at this point, I'd like to ask the board if they have any questions or additional comments over and above what I presented to them. Nope? Okay, then I would like to make a motion to approve the reappointment of Mr. Mike Moran to the Police Pension Board with a term to run until April 30th, 2027. And may I have a second, please?
I'll second Euchre.
Mary Beth Euchre and Clerk Cordell, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Marks.
Aye.
Trustee Riley. Aye. Trustee Spicone.
Aye.
Trustee Chagru.
Aye.
Trustee Whiter.
Aye.
Trustee Euchre.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Moran has been reappointed. And speaking of matching skills and quality people, we have with us tonight some members of our Police and Fire Commission, John Kelly and Mike Hilt. Where are you guys? Stand up for a second. The same can be said for these guys, as I said similarly to about Mike Moran. These are quality people who work for free for the village and do a great job for the police department. So thank you guys as well.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, the last item is, I'm going to turn this one over to Chief Husak. This is for the promotion of Sergeant Ryan Butler.
Thanks, Mayor. Thanks, Board. We appreciate a little bit of your time tonight to honor and recognize the new leadership that we have coming into our police department. And that tonight is at the sergeant's rank, and that's Ryan Butler. So Ryan, you want to join me up here? Ryan recently celebrated his 10th anniversary with the Lake Zurich Police Department. He has a bachelor's degree, a Bachelor of Science degree in Law Enforcement and Justice Administration, along with a minor in Forensic Psychology from Western Illinois University. He was a member of the Northern Illinois Police Alarm System Emergency Services Team, which is the regional SWAT team, for 2 years from 2018 to 2020. And up till his now back in uniform, he's been assigned to our Criminal Investigations Division for the last 5 years. So he's rotating back to patrol to take this promotion. Ryan's a lead firearms instructor and an armorer for our department. He's also a field training officer, an evidence technician, a bicycle officer, car seat technician, and a rapid response instructor. Ryan's been an effective leader in a variety of situations, especially in his development as a department instructor. He's really taken on extra tasks and duties with all of our firearms instructing and done a really good job with the courses that he creates and the situations that he helps officers learn through with their firearms training. He's very well organized. He has great intelligence, great skills, and I think he'll make an excellent sergeant. The nice thing about an officer coming onto the sergeant's role with 10 years on is I hope he'll be here for a very long time, really impacting the newer officers that we have coming on every year. So I really want to thank him and congratulate him and wish him the best of luck. And with that, I will turn it over to the mayor to conduct the oath of office.
Mayor. Mayor, if you want to grab the
Okay, raise your right hand. I, Ryan D. Butler,
I, Ryan D. Butler,
having been promoted to the position of police sergeant in the Village of Lake Zurich Police Department,
having been promoted to the position of police sergeant in the Village of Lake Zurich Police Department,
do solemnly swear that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States,
do solemnly swear that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and enforce the laws of the Village of Lake Zurich while faithfully protecting lives and property as I discharge the duties of police sergeant to the best of my abilities.
and enforce the laws of the Village of Lake Zurich while faithfully protecting lives and property as I discharge the duties of police sergeant to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations.
In his pocket, he has his badge. His wife Gina's going to pin his badge on him, so if you want to go right in front there. And I think Caleb's going to come help him.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. There goes your timer.
Oh, boy. Mm. No. Nora doesn't want to. We can do them with a better background at the station, right? Thank you for your time. Congratulations, Ryan.
Congrats to Ryan, Maggie, and to Mike Moran. That's the end of the president's report tonight, so we'll move on in the agenda to the consent agenda. If you guys want to take off and go get cake or whatever you might do. We appreciate you all showing up.
like even I know that. We had that conversation like the doctor comes in and like, all the kids me.
Thanks, Gina.
Do you remember those days?
I had a few promotions with kids.
Running around. Hey, one hanging off this way.
Not all of them in the picture.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll move on to the consent agenda. The titles on the consent agenda will be read by the clerk and approved by a single roll call vote. Any item may be pulled from the consent agenda for discussion or a separate vote by any member of the board. Kyle, please read the titles.
Approval of minutes of the village board meeting from February 3rd, 2025. 6B, we don't have to worry about. We can remove from the agenda as there was no executive session that night, January 6th. Approval of semi-monthly warrant register dated February 18th, 2025, totaling $1,386,872.25. 2025 Parks and Recreation special event requests at Paulus and Breezewald Parks with external organizations. We will come back to Director Caputo for a clarification on this item in a minute. Ratification of collective bargaining agreement between the village and the Illinois Fraternal Order of Police Labor Council representing Lake Zurich Emergency Telecommunicators for January 1st through the end of 2025. A stay agreement between the Village of Lake Zurich and Lake Zurich Communications Supervisors. Resolution approving an intergovernmental agreement between the Village of Lake Zurich and Killdeer for vehicle servicing. And a resolution approving an intergovernmental agreement between Lake Zurich and Killdeer regarding the use of Lake Zurich gas pumps and fuel. Bonnie?
Bonnie?
Thank you. So the application in front of the board for worship on the water was submitted by Peace Lutheran Church. As of this weekend, they did reach out to our department asking for a date change. We did provide them with 3 different dates. The date they had selected, which was July 27th, they do have another church event that's conflicting. So they are asking to be, they're asking for a modification of the date to be Sunday, June 29th, 2025. The department sees no issue with the ask of the date change. So we just wanted to clarify that for the board.
Okay. Any board questions or discussion required, or anybody want anything pulled for a separate vote? Okay, then may I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented except for item B, which was pulled?
So moved, Shagru.
And a second, please?
Second, Marks.
Kyle, please call the roll.
Trustee Euchre.
Aye.
Trustee Spicone.
Aye.
Trustee Riley.
Aye.
Trustee Chagru.
Aye.
Trustee Marks.
Aye.
Okay, that's the end of the.
Aye.
What?
Trustee Ryder?
Wider.
Trustee Wider. I'm sorry. You're on the record.
Okay, that's the end of the consent agenda. That passes. Move on to new business. Trustee Riley.
Yes, so ordinance approving budget amendment number 1 for fiscal year 2024 budget, ordinance 2025-02-603. In summary, upon evaluation of the financial projections for the 2024 fiscal year, a number of necessary budget amendments have been identified. These amendments are based upon either actual figures of the best estimates for the projected year-end results. The amended budget for the general fund reflects no change to the fund balance. The largest amendments to the revenue are sales tax, ambulance service fees, and investment income, with an amendment net increase in budget revenue of $934,000 to the adjusted grant revenue. General fund adjustments include transferring an additional $1.2 million to the capital improvement fund and an additional $200,000 to the equipment replacement fund.
Okay, thank you, sir. Amy?
Yes.
Amy Sparkowski, Finance Director.
Yes. The proposed budget amendment is consistent with the projections that we presented at, in the budget workshop in November. And the general fund is forecasted to have a surplus at year end, and the staff recommends that we use that surplus to transfer additional money to capital and equipment replacement for future infrastructure and equipment projects. Additionally, there were some other expenditures that we increased because either the department or the fund were expected to end the year slightly over budget. And then our audit work will go through the end of March, and we'll be reviewing all the numbers and let you know if there is any other additional changes we need at that time.
Okay, thank you. Board questions? Anybody? Comments? No? Everything looked good? Okay.
I just want to,
Mark Spicone.
you know, I can't get by without throwing something
I
in there.
tried.
He did try, and gold star. Thanks for the forethought of all this, knowing and getting money into these funds for future investment, future improvements, knowing that in light of the current economic state on a national scale, that there's a lot of uncertainty right now about where costs are going to be, about where the potential for inflation to go forward, maybe ticking up again in some point in the near future. We're not sure. There's just way too many unknowns. So being able to be prudent and handle the budget in a way that we can put some money away for the rainy day fund kind of thing, I think is a really wise wise investment for us going forward. And so thank you to Amy and staff for working on this and putting this together and getting this for us, because again, in the next foreseeable future, for the next few years, things are going to be tenuous out on the national scale with a lot of things, and we don't know. I mean, we don't know where inflation is going to go and where costs are going to be going, and we have a big investment, couple of big projects in the foreseeable future with the water, with the Main Street revitalization and things like that, and we're going to need this money ready for those projects. So again, thank you, Amy, and to the team for putting all this together for us.
Okay. William? Motion? Second?
I'm looking for a motion to approve ordinance 2025-02-603, approving budget amendment number 1 for fiscal year 2024 budget.
So
And,
moved, Whiter.
Whiter, thank you.
I'll second it, Spicone.
Trustee Riley.
Aye.
Trustee Euchre.
Aye.
Trustee Chagru.
Aye.
Trustee Marks.
Aye.
Trustee Wider.
Aye.
Trustee Spicone.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. That passes. Great job, Amy and staff. Moving on to trustee reports. Are there any trustee reports tonight? No? Okay, we'll move on to staff reports. Any staff reports tonight? No? Okay, well, that concludes our regular business for tonight. We will be adjourning to executive session call for the purpose of 5 ILCS 120/2C21 review of executive session minutes, 5 ILCS 120/2C5 purchase or lease of real estate. There will be no voting action or board business discussed after closed session. So the adjournment of closed session will be the final adjournment and end of the meeting. So may I have a motion to adjourn tonight's regular meeting to executive session and a second, please?
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Mayor, I apologize. Could we add 5 ILCS 120/2C6?
And that is?
That is the setting a price for the sale of property. Thank you.
What'd you say? That's fine. Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll
so-
move for adjournment to executive session.
Okay, MB in a second, please.
Second, Marks.
Jake, Marks, thank you. Kyle, please call the roll.
Trustee Spicone.
Aye.
Euchre.
Aye.
Riley.
Aye.
Marks.
Aye.
Wider.
Aye.
And Chagru.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. We are adjourned. Next meeting is Monday, March